Hi everyone, this is Madgicorn Messages. Welcome or welcome back. I'm going to be just doing a general collective reading. I'll just see what messages come through. See what the Spirit have to say, what a Spirit need to share for the viewer, for whoever's watching. If the messages resonate, then take what resonates and leave the rest. Don't try to make something fit. Especially if something gives you anxiety, it's not a message for you. Messages are supposed to be ones of reassurance, peace, and validation, where you know in your spirit that this is meant for you. It just feels right. It feels fitting. Messages should not create anxiety or fear. If they do, it's not for you. Okay, let's cut the deck. Okay, Spirit, what messages need to come through? All right, collective message for the viewer, for their highest, best good. Okay, I'm actually pull off the top. I just had this feeling. Okay, so we have Tower Moment. Expect change, blessing in disguise. So quick reminder, this is typical in the tarot. The Tower is usually one of shocking surprise or just surprise, major change, immediate change. And usually the design on the cards, typically for your traditional tarot, is always this big tower and it's crumbling and there's people flying out of the building and it looks really like treacherous and it looks terrible and like such a scare. But the Tower moments are, they shouldn't be seen as something terrible. Sure, a major change unexpectedly can cause a lot of fear. That's just our ego trying to protect us and not being able to see the bigger picture. But the quick reminder that I had was that a Tower moment doesn't have to be such a scary experience. In fact, Tower moments can be such an amazing and beautiful blessing, and typically it's what is right on the other side of that Tower moment, if not happening at the time of the Tower moment or the change, is that this is exactly what you asked for. And maybe you don't see it now, but right afterwards, once everything's crumbled, once everything's changed, what you're asking for is right on the other side of that. And it's even better than you could have ever expected. So that was just a quick reminder about Tower energy if you're not familiar with the tarot or what the Tower moments mean. But this, you do have, like it says, expect change and blessing in disguise. And typically towers or changes like this are very, very unexpected. And it could be really big. It could be like, oh my gosh, overnight you were gifted like a bunch of money. Hell if I know how, right? Anything can happen. Or it could be something more intense that is very it might cause a disruption in your life, not to stir up any fear, but just typically Tower moments are those changes where there is a disruption to balance or to the peace and within the consistency that you have created in your life or the routine. And so things are a shakeup as a result of really drastic change. But I'm getting the sense, like most Tower moments, that this is a very big one. This feels really big actually to me. And I don't get the sense that it's anything bad. I know I said crumble, like towers crumble down, they fall down and stuff, but crumbling really came to mind again. It came very strong. So there is something that is falling apart. There is some, whether that's, I'm not saying that's like physically your house is going to crumble, but like something within your life is literally breaking down. Like something, I'm getting the sense that this is something that you asked for, and maybe it doesn't look like it in the moment, but this is something that you asked for. So it's not something to fear. It definitely might create a little bit of stress. It's just off 444 on the clock. I do feel like this is a really big shakeup and it was unexpected, but it's exactly what you asked for. So like I said, in the moments that something is changing in your life very unexpectedly, you're going to be You might be scared. We're human. We have an ego. We have a nervous system. Kicks into gear when we're ready to fight or flight. But I think that there's something really beautiful happening. It feels so big. It does feel expansive. I'm feeling my chest, like I'm visualizing and like feeling something really big. I just got a chill down my spine. Something really big is happening, really beautiful, really good, but it feels expansive. It almost feels like where you feel at now in your life, maybe you feel like you are living within this knowingness and this comfort of your life, right? I'm kind of like shaping a box, but whatever you exist in, whatever your life is like, routine, daily life, and you have all these things going, you kind of know what to expect, and then suddenly something happens where all of a sudden things are different in a way where it feels like you are able to expand beyond this confinement, like this life that you lived and have lived forever or for a very long time, this lifestyle that you've created. All of a sudden it's like it's drastically different. And it could be overnight, it could be over a week, it could be over months, it could be over years. I mean, hopefully it's not over years, but maybe it could be that something happens really quickly and the effects of that change, maybe it feels immediate, but it's a progressional thing and it changes so much about your life over time that you just never saw coming. But there's something about this change that feels really expansive. Yeah, I just get this like weird chill on my back. And like I said, it's not a bad one. You know, I kind of want to pull a tarot. Let's just kind of see what comes through. I'm not really getting a clear sense of exactly what this change is. I was getting a sense of maybe it's your home, maybe there's something around your home, maybe you're changing locations. But you know, that's just kind of like, that's like an immediate example, but it's not quite like the strong feeling that I was getting. But I mean, it could be if that's for you. All right, Spirit, can you please enlighten us, please? Provide some clarification around what this Tower moment is. What is this great change that's coming in? Oops. What's this Tower moment? Whoa. The cards are feeling not slick, but they want to get out of my hand. So there's some change. It's kind of big. It's kind of explosive. It almost feels. I'm getting more of a sense that, like, specifically, maybe for some of you, that this change, while it could be really, really big, I get the sense that it's going to happen, like, fast, but it's going to take, like, a couple days or a few days for something to play out or result in major change in your life. All right, what do we have? Okay, we have the moon. So the moon is really about like deep emotions, crisis of faith, some deeper hidden emotions, something that's not really coming to surface. So these could be your emotions, this could be how you feel, this could be how someone else feels. Like, so just examples here, I still am not getting like a really clear feeling around what this is around, whether it's a person, place, or thing. But so if this has to do with you, it could be like maybe you're going through a major like identity crisis. I'm not saying like your identity was stolen or anything, but like all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're like, who the fuck am I? I don't even know who I am. I don't know why I am. You know, like, I'm not saying all of a sudden you lost your memory or anything. It's like you just feel different about everything in life, and you just somehow can't feel the same about anything that you were or did before. So it could be something like that, like a big wake up call. It could be maybe you have a difference, maybe something changes within your faith, if you have a faith or spiritual connection to source. Maybe you have a different perspective on what that connection is and how that looks for you. And maybe there's a different practice or a way that you want to go about creating that connection with source and cultivating that connection. This could be someone else coming in, right? We'll pull more cards, but there could be someone else coming in who is like, these are my deep emotions. Like, this is how I feel. Maybe someone talks to you about something. Maybe someone talks to you about something and they're just like, they're talking about something that's really deep and hidden and personal. And maybe it's a shock. Maybe it's a shock to learn something about someone. Maybe someone learned something about you. Maybe you learned something about yourself. And it's really around how you feel or how this person feels. Spirit, what is this? What are these deep emotions around? Like with this Tower moment, what? Can you clarify this Moon card, please? Can you clarify the Moon card, please? What's this Tower moment? There is a specific card that wants to come out because okay. I'm gonna cut the deck. I feel like there's something in the middle here. Oh, look, there we go. Okay, Five of Swords. Five of Swords, I feel like it's not quite like the Six of Wands where it's like victory, but there is a sense of like, I think it's kind of, there's a mix here. I'm getting a sense of like defeat because I'm looking at the person in the back. What I'm getting is the message I'm getting, regardless if this is the actual tarot meaning or related to it, it doesn't matter. I'm reading what I'm feeling. And what I'm getting here is I think somebody could come to you, or you could come to someone, or something comes up like a truth, or maybe just like some facts or something, that somebody or something has, I don't want to say won anything, like somebody's come out on top, or something has come out on top out of by the wrong means, right? Like I'm getting this sense. I'm getting a sense that like someone or something has come out on top by like unethical means. And I feel like that's what's stirring up this like crazy, like, oh my gosh, like I don't even know how to feel. I don't even know what to think. Like you don't know what, maybe you don't know what to do with this, or this person doesn't know what to do with this information. Like I'm getting this sense of like, yeah, like somebody's come out on top, like they've gained something or earned something from like unethical means or impractical, or something that just doesn't feel like fair. Let's see. Spirit, what else can you clarify about the Moon and this Five of Swords? What is this Five of Swords? What's this Five of Swords here? Maybe it could also be like someone decides to come and tell you some, like a deep, like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how this, this feels like really interesting. I'm trying how best to like word what I'm picking up. One more, please, Spirit. because this is gonna cause a really big shakeup. Like, okay. Oh man, I was feeling this. And I was feeling this because I was feeling this from this card. And that's why I was like saying, it feels like it's unethical. Okay. So we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords in the tarot has a lot to do with, if you're not familiar, has a lot to do with theft and dishonesty, deceit. And that could be dishonesty like someone else, like maybe someone's keeping secrets from you, or someone's being dishonest with you, or deceiving, could be stealing, right? And that could be like, and it doesn't have to be like someone's taken something from you or you've taken something from someone, but I do feel like there is, or the other thing, sorry, my ADHD got kicked in. The other thing was maybe it could be like you're being dishonest with yourself about something, right? The way that you feel. So one message here is that you are coming into this Tower moment by realizing you have gotten to a place by, I don't know why I just heard taking shortcuts, and I'm not saying you're a bad person, like at all. I think if we can all take shortcuts, we're going to take them. So in life, we all try to take the best path forward and try our best, but sometimes, it's not always the case. I feel like if this is you're having a Tower moment by sharing, or someone coming into knowing that you've gotten to this point, or gotten to the top, or climbed that ladder, or gotten somewhere in life from unethical means, or by taking shortcuts. And there is a sense of like deep, like, I want to say that crisis of faith, where it's like you're all of a sudden you're like, whoa, like I need to be honest with myself right now. I don't feel like this is right, or I don't feel like, what am I trying to say? Like, this isn't right what I've done. Okay. And I'm not saying what you've done is like terrible or awful. It's just, maybe it could be like, you are in a job and you're doing this job, and you've been doing this job, and you've been working really hard, and you've been trying really hard to keep showing up, and you've been doing everything possible to just do enough. Maybe you found shortcuts. Maybe you found ways to work around things and not actually take the full, course of action to progress in your career. Instead, you've been able to find means of taking shortcuts and stuff up the ladder. And all of a sudden you're like, I'm here not because of an honest person that I was, but because I, XYZ. And so you're having this internal breakdown of like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be someone else, and I want to do something else. Okay. That's just one example, one story. I'm not feeling that's the strongest, but I wanted to share that because it did come up for me. But I'm getting the sense that this is somebody else. I'm getting more and more of a sense, like a feeling that this is definitely external to you. If you're not having a Tower moment, and if you are having a personal Tower moment, please take this message as it resonates for you. But I feel like this is an external energy. It could be like, I'm getting a sense that it's more of an organization, or like an external entity. Like it could be a person, but I feel like it's big. Like when I was telling you earlier, the Tower moment, this feels big. This doesn't feel like something small, like somebody's coming to you and just sharing these like, hey, I haven't been honest with myself. I've just kind of like, played the game and whatever, but I feel this way, and I feel this way about you, or but I'm not getting the sense it's like anything to do with the relationship, to be honest. I really get the feeling that this is, I don't want to say, I just got a chill in my back. I don't want to say sneaky energy, but it's like something that's been kind of like hidden from you, because the moon is about hidden emotions. But this could be that this surprise, this shakeup, this Tower moment is a very, very shocking one. And it stirs up a lot of emotions. And maybe you're like, I don't even know how to feel or how to think about this. But there's so much dishonesty, or there's been theft, there's been lying, stealing. So, you know, I don't want to stir up any fear in anybody, but say you have a job, you're working a job, and the company has been dealing with some really doing some deceptive things in the organization, maybe stealing money, embezzling, random, just came to mind, but let's just say, and you don't know that. And it's not just affecting you only, it's affecting like everybody. Or maybe it is just you, but this message is for you, like you're a part of this. So maybe there's something here where people have been trying to get to the top out of, via unethical means. That was coming strong to me, was like unethical means, just climbing a ladder or like doing something by like deceiving people and being really being deceptive or sneaky, but like stealing in a sense. But what I said earlier was like, as a Tower, this is definitely something you've asked for, like something you've asked for, something you've wanted. And while it comes as a shock or a surprise, whatever this is, and like I said, it could be a job, it could be something like that. It could totally not be that example that I gave. It could be something totally different, but there is a sense of something or someone who has climbed the ladder, gotten to the top, or gotten to a point in progression where they've come out on top as like a winner. I keep hearing like they're playing the game and they're playing it well, like they're winning. And it's not by the right means. Like something here is being shady or being sneaky. You know, and a small portion of you, like it could be that just someone has been just unfair in terms of like a coworker or a family member or something, and they've been like shady, doing some shady things or sneaky things, and keeping truths, because these are swords here. We have 5 and 7 of swords. Swords are about intellect, communication, truth, mental, you know, so there's something here about dishonesty, deceit, lies. There's something here that's going to be a Tower, but this is something that you're asking for, though, which is interesting to me. So you've been wanting this or praying for this, really asking for this. You're manifesting it for sure, and it's coming in, and it's going to be big. And I don't think that it's going to leave you in like a bad place, but it's gonna be, I just saw 22:55 on the clock. So if that's resonating for you, two twos and 5. I know 5s are about change. I don't think that this change is going to leave you in a really bad rut, but I do think this is going to be a massive surprise. Yeah, the moon is all about things that are hidden, only visible by moonlight. And, you know, it's only if the moon is as bright as it is at night that you'll see enough. So something's going to be revealed about, yeah, this is like whatever's going on. I don't think it's like a direct, like, I don't feel like you were a target in it, like you were the person someone was out to get. I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like this is affecting more than just like you, but you know, it's affecting you. Okay, I just want to pull one more row here because we have the 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups is about, you know, walking away from something unfulfilling, something that's not serving you, just not leaving you emotionally, like just unhappy, and you're ready to walk away and move forward. You're literally saying, okay, I'm done, I'm moving forward. Yeah, I think that this is you. This 8 of Cups here is about you, because like I'm getting the sense with the moon too, that the moon is like, this is something that's just revealed, but there's a lot of emotion here. There's a surprise. There's like overwhelm of emotion, like kind of that crisis of faith, but like the crisis of like deep emotions. Like, okay, I don't really know what to think or feel at this point. It's too much of a shock or a surprise. But then again, Whoa. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Okay. That was, I didn't expect that to come out, but I could feel it. So yeah, there is something. So the devil and the Eight of Swords. The devil can be, you know, I'm not going to say it's the devil and it's terrible and evil, but the devil can be about, right, like addictions, bad habits, obsession, right? Things that are like of desire, but to the extent that it pulls you in the wrong direction. In the terms of polarity, where desire sits is like the devil is like taking you down like the wrong end of it. And so you're hitting that, like, I'm not saying you, but like in terms of experience, the devil is like I said, obsession, attachment, really extreme desire, like anything that's like in excess of a want or something. And I feel like with this right below the Five of Swords, it's definitely something that was like, there was something really toxic. The devil can also be toxic energy. Just on a flip side, the devil doesn't have to always be a negative energy. It can be read that way if it's surrounded by those cards, but the devil can sometimes just be like the really strong desire to want something really good. But considering what it's surrounded by, there was definitely a lot of toxic energy here. So whatever is happening here in this Tower moment, this is actually really positive, because it means you're walking away and you're moving into something better. You're walking away from this toxic energy, whatever this was, and needed to crumble down, needed to break down. It's finally happening. There's the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is, it's like being restricted in a sense. It's kind of like a self-restriction in the mind. I feel like someone or something has been like restricting your ability to perceive the truth or perceive reality, like something that's happening. Especially with the Seven of Swords above it here and in this layout, this is making me think, God, there's a lot of swords on this. This is really making me feel like someone has been really concealing things or making it difficult for you to see the truth of the matter. And so I feel like almost like manipulation, but not in a sense, like it could be that someone or something is, like when I say something, I'm talking about like an organization or an entity, something bigger that's a conglomerate of people, right? An authoritative figure or something. But I'm getting the sense that there's like a little bit of manipulation here to restrict you from seeing the truth of the matter. Someone or something has been concealing things or manipulating things to an extent so that you don't see the truth about what is actually taking place. There's something that's really been hidden from you. And I think that you might have like a sense that something is off, that something's wrong, but you don't know the full truth. Like, and there's maybe nothing that you can put to it. Like maybe you're like, there's no hard evidence. So maybe you feel like you're just stressing out, or maybe you're like, something just feels off. I don't know what it is, but I can't see anything. I can't bring any proof to the table. Right. So, but you can feel something's just off with like where you're at or what you're experiencing. You know, if this doesn't apply to work, apply it where it makes sense. Relationships, friendships, any kind of experience. But I'm getting a heavy sense that this is around like a job or a company or something, or like your work, or maybe a business partnership or something. Somebody, I just heard the word embezzling again, but you know, if that applies, then maybe if you feel like that's it, then maybe it is. But like I said, I don't feel like this is a direct, like you were a target in this. I just feel like you're someone who's deeply affected or like heavily affected by this. You know, I do feel like something here, whatever has been happening, we are kind of being left in the dark. Like, I feel like you've been left really feeling really unfulfilled, like you're ready to walk away. There's just something underlining. Yeah, this feels, yeah, if it applies to you, if there's something about you, I'm sorry, but the really heavy emphasis here is that this is like, has to do with a company or a job or your career or something. And I feel like you're really being left out. You're being like pushed into this position or this place where you feel so unfulfilled and you're moving forward. Like you're just wanting to look forward. But there's something happening or something occurring, underlining that's just like really heavy and really like toxic. And it's keeping you in a bind. Like it's keeping you in this like, not really sure how to move forward or see things, but there's something like, because you're surrounded by these swords here. I'm getting this is your energy. And this could be this energy is causing. There's something here where this Seven of Swords here is causing this, but like it could also be it's affecting more than just you. This isn't, sorry if this is not really like a positive reading, but right, it's not always going to be rainbows, butterflies, and unicorn poop, but this is really insightful. I think that somebody here really needs this message that there's something that's going to occur. There is a tower moment happening. There's a tower moment coming in. Something really big is going to happen, and it's going to change a lot about your life. It's going to change a lot about something in your life, and something's going to be different. It might feel really shitty. Like maybe whatever is going on, you can't put your finger on, you're experiencing a lot of stress or anxiety around this. Like you feel like restricted, like you feel like you don't know the whole truth, or you feel like there's something that's being kept from you. Underlining, I'm getting a sense of like underlining anxiety, or like you feel anxious sometimes, wherever you're at. And I feel like this is pushing you into this Eight of Cups energy where you're like, okay, my emotions are all over the place. I don't like what's happening, and you're ready to move forward. But I think that the truth of this tower moment that's going to come up is going to be really like, it's going to be kind of it is going to be a shock. But the interesting thing is like this tower moment is literally something that you've been wanting. I'm not saying in the literal sense like of how it plays out. You didn't ask for this bullshit. I don't say bullshit, but like this tower moment that happens that puts this truth, this light. There's a major light being like brought like to the surface. Like there's major truths being brought to the surface. There's a light that's being shown on the darkness, on what you don't see. And what I'm saying is like, you've been asking for this. Is like, maybe you don't like this job. Maybe you want out of this job. I did see 3333 on the clock. Maybe you want out of this job and you don't know how to move forward, but Spirit's like, all right, we're going to do something for you. But this is what you want. This is exactly what you want, because there's something better on the other side. But this is going to be a shakeup. But I think it's not like, I don't feel like it's like, oh, you're going to get fired. I don't think that's the case. I think that there's something else going on that you are not privy to, which you probably wouldn't be if you're an employee in a company, in an organization. Companies will keep you in the dark as much as they can for their own gain. Like businesses are in business for themselves. And, we all have our own goals and objectives in life. And when it comes to business, every company and business has their own objectives. So I just feel like there's something that's going to come to light here. And it's actually going to be shocking, because it's not a direct result of something you've done or anything you did. You are just affected by this thing. And it's actually going to play out in your favor. But there is definitely some like, it's almost like what I'm getting here, not just like, it makes me like, it's making me want to grimace, like smirk almost, because it's almost like I'm getting the feeling that I'm like, it's like no surprise that of course this person or this entity, this place or whatever, of course it would be that kind of a person, or of course it would be that kind of a company. Of course it would be those people who did it. No surprise, right? It makes me almost want to like nasty grin, like, oh, not to be like judgmental or like, you know, stereotypical, but it's like, oh yeah, it would have been you. Like that, it's really gross energy. I hate to say it, but it's totally gross energy. On top of that, we had the High Priestess come out. I think the High Priestess is just confirming that your intuition is on point. If you've been feeling like something's off, you've been feeling like, okay, like, I don't know what's going on, something feels weird, your intuition is on point. And you are right, and maybe you don't know what it is, and that's okay. You don't have to, and you shouldn't have to, because it would cause massive, like, uproar or, like, stress in your life. But you don't have to know. It doesn't actually, like I said, you're not the target. You're just a part of this happening. But it's going to affect you in a really positive way, ultimately. Because I felt like the Tower is, like, expansive. In the beginning, when I was talking about that, I was like, this, oh my God, that's so funny. I just had some more cards come out. Yeah, like I said, that Tower in the beginning was very expansive energy. It felt really good, really beautiful. It's something really, really positive in the end. So we had the High Priestess come out. I feel like that's Spirit telling you that, yes, your intuition is on point. You do know that something is happening. You can feel that something's coming in. With the Page of Pentacles, I feel like this is the energy of this outcome. Like, so out of this energy, this Tower moment we have on top here, that you do know something's coming in. You do know there's change around the corner. There's change on the horizon. You know that something's up. Something's going on right now with where you're currently at and what you're experiencing. But you also know that there is something else coming in. Your intuition has been trying to tell you that you've been asking for this. So you know something's coming in. The Page of Pentacles is an offer, a stable one. This could be, say, like, maybe like the suggestion, or the example was that you're in a job, a shitty job, you don't like your job, and whatever, you want to leave, you don't know how. This could be that there is a new offer here. There is a stable offer. The Page of Pentacles is like, maybe it could be like you're applying yourself to something new and you're ready to start learning something, but I feel like there's an offer here, a stable one coming out of kind of like a little form of communication about something stable as a result of this change. And then you have the Tower on top of the Tower. So on top of what's happening, that is massive change, you've also got that's changing this underlying energy. It's like super gross too. I just feel icky with it. It feels very corporate gross. I hate to say that, but that's how I feel. This Tower energy here feels like this is something positive. Like it's a shock on top of a shockception. So you're getting something really positive at the end of that, and you have an offer or something really good coming in, a gift, an offering, a communication, but it's stable and it's material. So it's going to bring in some form of abundance. And with the Hermit, I think that this is something coming out of the dark. Like you don't expect this. This is something that's kind of, whenever I see the Hermit, I always think this is something coming out of the woodworks. Like it's been in the works for a while, but it's just now coming to light. It's almost like something, whether it was intentional or not, outside of you, something's coming in specifically for you as a result of this Tower. It's like you've been seen or watched, or someone hears about something in this whole thing that goes down, and they're like, hey, got something for you. I just feel like Spirit's like, don't worry, we got something on the horizon. We got something coming in for you. It's really good. And it's going to be a surprise because it's coming out of the dark. It's coming out of the woodworks. Like you're like, how could the shit happen? And then this good thing come in like so suddenly. It couldn't, you know, were you in what is that, cahoots? Was this thing in cahoots with this thing, or were you watching me or paying attention to what I've been doing, or, you know, something's gonna happen. And I think something crappy is gonna go down, something even better is gonna just like show up out of nowhere. And I think that's what's gonna be like even more of a surprise. Yeah. So congratulations, whatever the heck you're going through, that's like, you're just in a little bit of anxiety, you're just stressing about something that you don't have any like clue about. You literally got something coming in that's going to change things up for you, and you're literally going to have an even better surprise. A really, really good surprise out of this. And I think it's going to come in fast, really unexpected, and there's going to be a lot of communication probably around what this is. I really feel like this has a lot more to do with like work or a job or something. Whew, man, I really don't do readings this long, but this tarot moment, I just had nothing but tarot on my mind with this one. I just feel like those were the messages that needed to come through. I feel for you, whatever you're going through, experiencing. Like, I can tell you, I have experienced something similar. This is crazy. It's kind of crazy that the Towers come out twice. Yeah, this is definitely something you've been like, please get me out. And you've got something. Spirit's like, all right, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it for you, so be ready. But also, you probably won't be, because that's pretty typical of a Tower and a shake-up moment, is that you're never expecting great change or big things to happen, right? All right, well, I'm gonna leave it there. I could keep pulling on this to try to get more information, but I don't think that any more information needs to come out. This is pretty straightforward. You've got some good things coming, but some things have to crumble and break down first before those good things can come in. So Spirit just wants to remind you that you have something really good to look forward to very soon. All right, I hope that you enjoyed your message. Thanks for watching.